What if the fastest way to lose happiness is to chase it? What if the thing you keep running toward is the very thing that keeps emptying your life? Most creatures believe happiness lives somewhere ahead. After more money, after more success, after one more victory, after one more shining moment. So they run and run and run, never noticing what they are stepping over while they do it. Today's story is about a fox named Kale who spent his life chasing a beautiful illusion. And by the time he discovered the truth, the home he loved was already gone. Stay with this story, because it carries a hard lesson. Happiness is not a prize waiting at the finish line. It is the way you walk before the sun goes down. Long ago, in an ancient forest washed in amber light, there lived a fox named Kale. Kale had everything a creature of the woods could quietly dream of. A warm den beneath the roots of an old oak, a loyal mate who waited for him each evening, small fox cubs who tumbled over one another in the grass and greeted him like he was the center of the world. In the morning, Kale hunted through golden fields. At night, he returned to warmth, to laughter, to belonging. The forest fed him. The den held him. His family loved him. And for a long time, that was enough. But one dawn, as the first light spilled across the earth, Kale saw something he had never truly noticed before. A shining shape stretched across the ground. It moved when he moved. It leaped when he leaped. It looked alive, mysterious, beautiful, untouchable. Kale stared at it as if he had discovered a secret spirit hidden inside the forest. And in that moment, a dangerous thought entered his mind. If I can catch that, he whispered, I will finally have the happiness that never fades. At first, it seemed harmless. Kale stepped forward. The shape moved forward. He ran. It ran. He stopped. It stopped. The more he watched it, the more certain he became that it was leading him towards something greater. Surely this was a sign. Surely no ordinary fox would be shown such a strange wonder without reason. That evening, his mate called him home. The cubs waited near the den. The sky was soft. The air smelled of earth and pine. But Kale stayed out longer, watching the shadow stretch and shift over stone and grass. When he finally returned, he said little. His body was present, his mind was not. The next morning, he left earlier. The morning after that, earlier still. Soon he was no longer hunting to feed his family. He was moving for one reason only: to catch the thing he believed would complete his life. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Kale chased the shape through meadows burning with sunset light, over sharp rocks that split his paws, across icy streams that soaked his fur, up hills so steep his breath came like broken fire, and always the shining form remained ahead, close enough to awaken hope, far enough to deny rest. While other foxes paused to share food or watch the stars, Kale kept running. He told himself those small joys were distractions, ordinary pleasures, temporary comforts. He was pursuing something greater, something final, something permanent. He no longer noticed the flowers crushed beneath his feet. He no longer heard the evening calls coming from his den. He missed his cubs growing, missed the warmth of shared sleep, missed the simple beauty of returning home with enough. All because he believed happiness was waiting somewhere else. That is the trap. When you turn happiness into a destination, you begin to treat the present moment like an obstacle, and once that happens, you start abandoning the very things that could have filled you. One evening, under a blood-red sunset, Kale climbed the highest ridge he had ever reached. He was thin now. His coat was rough. His eyes were wild with obsession and exhaustion. And there on a flat stone he saw it, the shape, still, waiting. This was it. This was the final moment. Kale gathered what little strength remained and hurled himself forward to seize it. But when his paws hit the ground, there was nothing there. Only rock, dust, cold air. The shape vanished. Kale froze. Slowly, he turned around. And then he saw it. The sun was behind him. The thing he had chased across valleys, rivers, and seasons was nothing more than his own shadow. He had spent his precious life pursuing an illusion made by light and his own hunger. Kale ran home. Not with hope now, with panic, with dread, with the terrible wish to reverse time. He crossed the forest faster than ever, leapt roots, slid through brush, tore through bramble. But when he reached the old oak, the world felt wrong. The den was cold. Leaves had gathered at the entrance. Webs stretched across the hollow. There were no cubs, no warm breath, no familiar scent. His mate had gone. The young had gone. The forest had moved on without him. Others had found new paths, new shelters, new circles of belonging. Kale stood before the empty den and finally understood the full price of his pursuit. He had chased the shadow of happiness until the real thing became a memory. Here is the truth this story leaves behind. Happiness is rarely hiding in some distant future. It is not always waiting behind the next achievement, the next purchase, the next title, the next shining promise. More often, it is already beside you, in the meal you rush through, in the hand you forget to hold, in the people who wait for your attention while you stare at the horizon. Kale believed happiness was ahead, so he ignored the warmth already around him. And by the time he stopped running, what mattered most was gone. Do not make his mistake. Do not spend your whole life chasing a brighter shadow while the real light dies quietly behind you. Look around. Not later. Now. Who loves you now? What is already enough? What beauty have you stopped seeing because your eyes are fixed too far ahead? Happiness is not the place you finally arrive. It is the way you notice life while you are living it. So if this story spoke to you, leave this sentence below. Happiness is now. Not as a slogan, as a warning, as a decision, as a promise that you will stop running after shadows and start honoring the life already in your hands.